Tell me, what kind of projects and activities do you guys do in your club?
So at Open Alpha, we build a game every semester. I've only been involved since last semester, so I've only been a part of one game. But last semester, we built a game called Neuromancer, where you basically play as this wizard and you have monsters coming in as like your patients and they need therapy. Like they have some kind of issue that they're coming to you with. And you have like a book of like different responses that you can give. So it's a very like dialogue, like narrative based game. So you're kind of like talking to these different monsters. Every monster has their own unique like design, sound effects, like art, everything, and you're trying to cure them essentially. And if there aren't enough like words that you can say to them that will cure them, then you can brew up a potion. So it's like a little book of
Ooh,
potions, and you brew up the potion, you give it to them, and maybe that'll work. So the goal is just to basically cure as many monsters as you can within like a week span.
that's so whimsical. I love that.
Yeah, yeah. And it's different ideas every semester. So sometimes it's something whimsical, sometimes it's like comedic, it's funny, or different every time.
That's fun. So how do you guys choose like what game you create? Who
Yeah.
comes up with that?
Yeah. So our very first GM, our first general meeting, we all gathered, there's like 50 of us or
Wow.
so, and we gather in a giant circle. Like we make a giant circle, and everybody has 60 seconds to pitch an idea. Anything, any idea you have, just like basic pitch. And then we basically just vote. We do a poll. Someone like takes notes like as we like are pitching, so everyone remembers like what we're talking about. And yeah, we do like I think 3 rounds of voting, and we just narrow it down like top 10, top three, and then we get one.
That's awesome. Do
Yeah.
you remember what you pitched?
Yes, I do. I pitched last semester because it was also like kind of a little bit whimsical. I was kind of inspired by Celeste because I played Celeste for the first time last semester, and it was kind of like you're in a library, but it's like you kind of like fell asleep and then you wake up and it's like, oh, like I'm stuck in the library, but then you're like, oh shoot, like I need to get out. But like it's like a whimsical library. So there's like little like thing like there'll be like books flying or like just like random little things. And it was like kind of like a puzzle based game. So I wanted to have like different rooms, like different puzzle problems. And like you're kind of trying to find your way out of the library. But then like weird things happen along the way. So kind of like it was
Mm,
very inspired by Celeste. But yeah, it didn't get chosen, but
that's okay.
maybe I'll make it
Still
one day.
sounds super cool.
Yeah. Super
Awesome.
fun.
Yeah, for scope, as I mentioned before, it's semesterly based, so we do a different framework each semester. Once we learn the framework for about 8 to 10 weeks, then we start splitting off into the projects. And that we basically choose a theme for the project, and each team comes up with an idea that uses the framework and kind of fits the theme in any kind of way that they want. So, for example, last semester we had wildlife. So one of the teams they made a wildlife game. Another team they kind of made something to learn about national parks. And then we also had a project where they were looking at endangered animals. So a variety of different projects, but they all used Go as the framework. And it kind of gave them a way to basically showcase what they learned in curriculum. Beyond that, another project that we get out of the semester is from our hackathon. And that is you basically choose your own teams. We have a brainstorming night as well, similar, I guess, to Open Alpha, but instead of one idea, we come up with three or four, and then people decide which one they like best and which one they'd want to work on for 24 hours. And that project, I think, is probably my favorite that comes out of it because you're working really fast and you're trying to just make something really cool as quick as possible. So yeah, and then in terms of activities, we have our social events, as I mentioned, on Thursdays. And those are anything from scavenger hunts, which we had one last night.
We did, and my team won.
Oh,
Just saying.
congratulations.
Yay.
My team came third.
Oh, not
So
bad, not bad.
it was pretty bad, but we'll forget about that. But so yeah, scavenger hunt. We have a bonfire. And during Halloween, we do pumpkin painting. And then my favorite event is Hot Ones. So we get all the sauces from the show on YouTube, and yeah, we try to make it through the gauntlet, and yeah, it's pretty awesome.
So cool.
Has anyone made it before?
Yeah, yeah. A lot of us try to make it.
Have you?
I have. It's
Wow, it's very
Nice.
impressive.
I still think there's the eighth sauce called the bomb,
Mm,
and that one's the hottest one. That one is the worst one, and it
Sounds
doesn't even
scary.
taste good. So
Was it bomb?
hmm?
You said wasn't
No,
bomb.
not bomb at all.
Damn. Okay.
But definitely will get your tongue on fire. So
oh,
yeah,
not looking forward to that one,
trust
unfortunately.
me, you'll enjoy it. I think it's better than most people think.
Yeah.
So.
So for the frameworks that you've done, like which has been your favorite so far?
Yeah, I think that I really enjoyed the curriculum for Go, which was last semester, but my favorite project was when we did Chrome extensions, because I felt that Chrome extensions were at least the thing that I would probably be using the most in terms of my day-to-day life. So that project, um, it was pretty interesting because my team, we decided to make this thing where you if you're in a certain location, you can open tabs that you use regularly. So let's say that I'm
Oh.
in Levy, right? And I always open the same 4 tabs. I just click a button and it opens it for me.
That is
Oh,
incredible.
that's
Yeah.
cool.
But the secret behind that thing is when you click that button, it would actually send your location to us, so
Oh.
we could just use it if we needed it. So yeah,
Wow.
a little bit sneaky, but still fun.
Scary.
Yeah.
They're actually harvesting your data.
Yeah, basically.
Awesome.
So can you ask the question again?
Yeah, for sure. The question was, what kind of projects slash activities do you guys do in your club?
So in LavaLab, the first few weeks are dedicated to really getting to know the rest of your cohort, meeting everyone as much as you can, and then after that, you guys are put into teams of a designer, project manager, and 2 developers. And then from there, that's when you guys start ideating and start creating your startup. But and that all culminates in the end of the day, in the end of the semester with a demo day. And overall, we also have a lot of speaker events and curriculum like mixed in every week. We have a weekly meeting, and the beginning is dedicated to curriculum related to startup, and then you guys are separated into your specific roles. So for the developer side of things, we learned a lot technically, and then overall, we just have a lot of fun together this whole semester.
That's awesome. So everybody does a different startup. So like, how does that work?
Yeah, so there are like multiple teams of 4, and then every team can decide what kind of problem that they want to solve because we are like problem-based startups. So from there, they can figure out what kind of problem they want to solve. And
That's awesome. So there's like 5 or 6 different startups that come out every single semester.
yes.
That's super cool. And what did you guys do?
Oh yeah, I worked on a startup called Pillar, and Pillar essentially helps general contractors get faster bid estimates, and that's essentially how general contractors win work. So we were just helping and talking to a lot of our design partners about what would work best with them, and we came out with Pillar.
That's awesome. Did you have any other ideas going in? Like, what did you personally want to work on? And was like general contracting kind of just where everybody landed?
I actually we basically when you guys are first forming groups, you guys there's a form and then you could put in like what you're interested in. So one of the interests I did put in was actually construction. So it worked out for me. But we were exploring so many ideas. Basically a large part of like finding your problem is having a lot of user interviews. That's like what we did a lot. So my partners and I would often go to like car mechanics, hospitals, and have just like user interviews on the spot there. And we'd also set some up online through our own mutual connections. And we landed on general contracting because one of our designer actually used to be a former architect student.
That's super cool. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
very fun.
Yeah. I just remember we used to get matcha together and she would be on the phone all the time because she had all these user interviews
Yeah,
that she had to
many
do.
user interviews.